Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Bloodshots podcast where we sit around and talk about all things movies and TV shows. If you would like to drop some... We are on all those social media outlets. Sorry guys, I have a cold. We are on all of these social media outlets. If you want to hit up us with some likes and subscribes and support the show on patreon.com/derailed. Because I need cold medicine and Wes needs a haircut. And speaking of Wes, he is to my right. To my left, Aaron Schmidt. I am your host, James. And today we're going to be talking about my second most anticipated movie of the year, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now, since we've seen this movie, someone has kept us in suspense on their reviews. That's the guy who won't get off the phone.
I'm off the phone.
I'm going to let you kick it off because this is... No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He's going to go last. He wants
All
us
right.
to say everything.
Then you go first, Wes.
It was really good. It's a good continuation of the Harry Potter story.
Ish.
It's before the prequel.
70 years before.
Fine.
North American Wizarding World. Nothing to do with Harry Potter.
I mean, Harry Potter, like, Wizarding World.
70 years?
Yeah, 70 years before.
Jesus.
Newt was the only connection between the two things because he
Wrote the book.
his professor was Dumbledore.
So how old is Dumbledore?
Really fucking old.
That was a well done film. Couple of film.
You have more likes or more dislikes?
More likes.
Okay, so go do the dislikes first.
Like I said, the pacing is just a little weird in it.
Wrong.
What was your problem with pacing?
Like I was explaining to Becca, first off, the movie, all the events of this film take place over 3 nights. Like that.
That's reasonable.
Why is that bad, though?
Because of the fact that the beasts are letting out and the creature itself is such a volatile thing, it has to happen in a short amount of time. They can't be like, 3 weeks later.
No, not 3 weeks,
Yeah.
but so the sheer amount of shit that goes down in those 3 nights is long. I mean, you could have spent even one more night dealing with Credence.
But the thing is, it's because they were volatile. That's why it was a short amount of time.
All right, you could have spent.
The story, it makes sense.
No, I get that, but okay. How about more than one night to find everything around New York City?
Well, they have to find it quickly because of the humans.
They only have to find 3.
Yeah. It's not like all the magical creatures.
They only needed 3 beasts. That's all they had to find because he kept saying that. 2 down, 1 to go. 1 down, 2 to go. By my old school math way of thinking, that's 3.
So the 3 beasts that he had to find were the
little aardvark looking armadillo guy. That was all the shiny things, you know?
The Niffler.
Niffler, yeah. I don't know the names. I'm not going to know the
Okay.
fucking names.
Aardvark. Armadillo.
yeah,
that's what he looks
platypus
like.
badger.
Yeah, there you go. Platypus. So there was him, there was the dragon, and then there was the invisible dude.
The rhinoceros in Central Park.
Okay, 4, but still, it's still not that many.
Why do you
It's
kept
not
saying...
very- it's
Oh,
not
did he
that
say, like,
He-
one more got out that he didn't realize?
Yeah,
didn't-
that was the thing that can stretch into big places.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm just thinking if you would have.
But those two, the invisible guy and the dragon thing, were in the same place, so technically that doesn't matter because the invisible guy was helping babysit
Yeah.
the big dragon thing. Boom.
Fuck you, Wes. Fuck you.
Pretty much.
So I'm just saying, like, I came into this movie not wanting to like it, and
You had the lowest
Oh,
expectations.
let's
This
be
movie's not
fair.
gonna be fucking
You have a low key crush on the main character, so.
It was still like.
She had low expectations. I had high expectations. I don't know where the fuck he was at.
I was like, no, this movie's not gonna be good, but I'm gonna watch it anyways. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this movie sucks.
Maybe for someone who hasn't read every single shred of Harry Potter stuff ever, including stuff online, maybe a tiny bit more backstory on some of the characters would be good.
Well, I'm sorry, but this movie was made for Harry Potter fans.
Yeah.
It was, but it's also made by.
But this movie doesn't need to give you all that right away because they are stretching it into 5 movies.
I mean, in the first Harry Potter, you meet Hermione and Ron, and it's just like...
There's
they're
nothing else,
friends.
Yeah, you get that, but you still got some more back. You still got.
But it's 5
Not really. You
movies.
didn't know anything about
You have to
Hermione in
understand
the
this
first
book.
Not-
This movie was based off a book that literally was like this small.
No, I get
about, like,
all of that, but okay, but even the main character, You got more backstory on Harry Potter in the first movie than you did on Newt.
True.
Yeah, and that's my point. You gave us the most backstory you really got was either you could argue Queenie or
Bruce doesn't like you.
He is the other girl.
No.
Jacob.
Thank you. Those are the only two characters you really got backstory for.
Yeah.
But I don't think you really needed too much more.
Newt is gonna be
You get. I think you get.
I think you get enough in the first one.
You get the line drop about how, oh wait, isn't he the hero of the war? No, that's his brother.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna find out more about it. There's 5 other movies.
I
4
know.
other movies.
Oh, so that's another question. Is the next movie like what's the next movie going to take place? It shouldn't take place in America. It should take place in England.
Why?
Either A, you're not going to have
because they still have dude captured in North America though.
Then Newt probably won't be in the next movie.
No, he is though. It's Fantastic Beasts. It's about him, and you have to find out about his love interest, who I'm pretty sure fell in with Grindelwald, and there's going to be that backstory.
Yeah, because she's a Lestrange.
Yeah.
She's probably she's obviously related to Bellatrix in some way.
Probably mom.
Yeah, could be.
Grandma, since it's like 70 years.
And isn't Sirius Black her sister too? Or I mean, her brother. Cousin. That's right. I knew they were related somehow. So, for you, it was pacing and not enough backstory.
Just a little more backstory.
You just wanted her to shoot her load all over everybody's face in the first movie?
No, just a little more would be good.
Pretty much what we wanted. Sorry, Wes, you're not gonna win. I will fight everybody.
I will fight you, Bruce.
Do you want a mic then? Do you want the mic?
No, I'll just fight from over here.
You're just seeing the bottom of the camera, Becca's hair like waving, like getting all agitated, flying up into the corner of the camera.
Actually.
Positives of the film.
Go ahead.
The actual creatures that they did looked really good, even from.
No Man's Sky.
Some
Just
of
the
them
rhino.
were, yes.
Just the rhino.
Actually, me and Donnie
the rhino
said
with
the
the
same
ball
thing.
fucking chin. Like, what is that about? The little look like balls rolling around.
It's like an actual creature, a rodent or something, but still, it did look kind of like a No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
But, okay, minus that, the other creatures were pretty good.
How do you like? Wouldn't it be funny? JK sitting there and she's like watching it and looking at the rhino, and then like No Man's Sky's up, and she's like, "God damn it! Can we change this one?"
I actually have to say the movie swerved a little bit with the reveal of, I guess, the minor villain, the boy.
Ezra.
Oh, Credence?
Yeah.
Credence. Yeah.
Because like they perfectly plant in your head that you have to find the young person. She'll be around 10.
I like that.
And the chick, that little girl, acted super weird all the fucking time too.
Like the movie was guiding you there, and then all of a sudden, hard right turn.
I like that.
Yeah, it was
No,
fine.
I said that was good. That was something
that
I
was
said
a
I
positive
liked.
for him.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounded really negative. You're like, oh, it took a turn.
She really is gonna fight everyone. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. No.
I've just been very passionate about it, considering I had very low expectations on this movie.
Yeah. So, for me, like, this is not anything to do with the movie itself directly, but, like, when the movie was over, right? Because I know how low her expectations were, and I know that you could slaughter everybody in Harry Potter trivia. You know what I mean? And that's how much you like it. When you stood up and you were like, wow, that was really good, that made me feel really good. Because I fucking loved it. And I was like, for a really... Like, when I talked to Katie about it, she was like, the movie was fucking amazing. This was amazing, blah, blah, blah. And they're both, like, avid readers of the books and watchers of the movies, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. All about the lore and the trivia and all that. When somebody who's that invested, like, into not hoping that this movie doesn't suck and it comes out amazing and you think it's amazing, that's, like, really fulfilling. You know what I mean? That's what I thought was really cool about it. But everything you said I agree with, except for like the pacing. I don't really notice it that much. I was okay with the amount of backstory that they gave because I don't want to know everything in the first movie because then I'm going to get bored in the next movies. You know what I mean?
You like Newt?
Yeah, Newt's character's great.
I thought Eddie Redmayne did a great job.
All his little ticks that he did for the character.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I loved I thought Colin Farrell did a great job of playing a scumbag.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he does that role well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I liked the mother that beat Credence. I loved her fucking eerie, like you just wanted to rip this bitch's face off. You know what I mean? For the way she did that. Like, I thought all of the acting was fucking amazing. I really did. I thought it was all done good. I thought the studio did a great job. Like, the visualizations, the way the monsters looked and everything, the beasts. Like, they make you fall in love with a little tiny fucking leaf guy that looks like a little Groot. You know what I mean? The first thing Katie, she was like, I want a bow truckle.
I want a bow truckle. I want one so bad.
You know what I mean? And the guy,
stuffed animal bow truckle.
yeah,
You best believe
they'll make a pop probably for you. But then the platypus guy stealing all the fucking shiny things, like the sidekick was perfect.
Dan Fogler did a great job.
Yeah.
I will probably
Like,
say standout performance.
The awkward chick who's like, you think she's bad at first, and then she ends up realizing that, you know what I mean? Like the cop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because she starts to fall in love with him, like, over the course and everything. Like, I thought everybody did a fucking amazing job. Like, the whole time I was watching it, I was like, there wasn't one fucking time where I was like, oh, I might want to follow. No, it was fucking, I was balls to the wall the entire fucking movie.
Oh, do you like that?
Oh.
No,
Quidditch.
I taste good.
So that's my 2 cents.
Payne,
Okay,
your thoughts?
really quick. Standout performance, I will still say was Dan Fogler.
Yeah. He
Really?
was,
more than Newt.
Yes.
No, I think Newt was definitely just.
I say he was the perfect sidekick.
I think he definitely did decide because Newt, like, the fact that Eddie Redmayne went into like such great lengths to make all his little ticks and make it like very. That takes a lot of dedication as an actor to make that character like that and like very lovable.
Especially the ending.
I agree with that 100%. But Eddie Redmayne's already essentially had practice doing that with The Theory of Everything.
Yes, but now I mean I didn't really know Eddie Redmayne before watching this movie.
I haven't even seen The Theory of Everything yet.
Yeah, like this was the movie where I was like, wow, like I'm like.
Hey, Butters.
And
Hey, Butters.
As a sidekick, like he did a good job, but that's because
Daddy,
like,
pay attention to me.
Really,
True, but
he had the easy kind of
If
role.
you looked at, I looked at his IMDb. This is his biggest role by leaps and bounds that he's ever done.
It's only going to skyrocket.
Yeah, he nailed it because the
Well,
movie.
he's locked in.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because people love his character too.
Queenie also really stood out to me, and she didn't
Yeah.
have that big role, but I
Yeah.
thought she was fucking awesome.
Oh,
She
is that the
reminded
sister?
me, yeah.
The blonde,
She's
yeah.
fucking hot as hell.
Queenie reminded me of this really breathy, like, I don't know if you might know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, one of my favorite movies growing up was Dick Tracy, and I really liked the way Madonna played Breathless Mahoney.
Yep.
In that, and Queenie reminded me of her so much with that breathy way that she speaks and the kind of high-pitched tone. You know what I mean? And obviously her gowns and the hairstyle were pretty much similar
Indicative of
to
the
that,
times,
but
yeah.
it was really,
I just loved
really
how
good.
She played like this dumb, really sweet girl, and she just would like kick ass when she did.
Yeah.
Like, it was very like they
Yep.
didn't make her just a stereotype, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Drum roll, Aaron.
I hated it.
This was.
You're
He's
good.
contemplating if he's gonna fuck with us or not.
No, I was never, ever going to fuck.
No. See, he's contemplating now how fast he can say something and get out that door before she jumps up.
I mean, he has to live with me, so it doesn't really matter who he goes.
This is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Wow.
Really?
I told you. I called it. I called it on the break.
Really?
This is one of the most well put together pieces of film that I've seen in a long time.
Really?
And that's going from just seeing Arrival,
Yeah.
which
It was really good.
classically is a good film.
Yeah.
This is and I think it's more of the partnership between Rowling and Yates because of their experience together on the last Harry Potter movies.
God, I forgot to even mention him. He was so good.
Do you know if he's getting all of these movies? Because I know he's got the next one.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This was his. This, as far as I'm concerned, this was his coming out party. This was. I don't just direct Harry Potter movies because let's to be fair, I love Harry Potter. Okay, the Harry Potter movies, even the best ones, are subpar films. They're okay because taking Harry Potter and making it a film was extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Whereas this was a wholly original script from J.K. Like, these are all the stories she had in her head while she was writing Harry Potter.
So this is the equivalent of like them pulling the Tolkien's manuscripts that never got made.
Yeah.
This is all the shit that she didn't tell you.
It's like what Cursed Child should have been.
I agree. I think nobody else should ever try to take those characters and write stories with them, or even in the same universe. She has now proven that she is the only one who can fucking do this. Because the Cursed Child, I don't need to read it. It's not J.K. Rowling, okay? She wrote one of the best fantasy scripts ever. And that's why I'm kind of baffled by your take on the pacing and stuff, because I think it's specifically fantastic, the pacing and the fact that I think you get more backstory about Newt than you realize, because why else do you love that character so much? If I got that little of backstory because I came out of it, and when you first said it, I agreed with you. I was like, you're right. We don't get any backstory because we don't start with him as a kid, or we don't start with him somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But it's so ingeniously wrapped up in she had a conversation. I know this, okay? She had a conversation with Redmayne, just like when she had a conversation with Alan Rickman and said, "This is what you need to. This is what your motivation is."
He already knows essentially the outcome from the series.
He knows his motivation. She went to him and was like, her mind is ridiculous. And here's where it comes down to, in the line, the funniest fuck line, and this is a fucking genius she is. The funniest fuck line when Dan Fogler is like, "I don't have the mind to make this up." She fucking does. Everything came out of her brain. Yeah. She went fourth wall into another character and was like, "I make all this fucking shit up. I do have the brain for this, and nobody else does."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her mind, like, to make up that whole fucking world.
And this was all.
For shit and
this is her extra shit. This is her stuff that she had in the back of her head of, like, when you hear about Fantastic Beasts once or twice in the fucking story. Yeah. Right? In her head, she has this movie that we just saw.
Yeah, isn't Harry reading one of Newt Scamander's books in one of the movies? Like on the train I read. It was either the first or second. They were going to Hogwarts and he was reading the...
It's a textbook.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it was in class or something like that.
It's a textbook, so I don't know. I don't know.
I read it somewhere.
Yeah, but he definitely... It's a textbook that they do read in
Yeah.
Hogwarts.
All right, so I do have a question then. Is there any criticism you have for the film?
No.
Neither do I.
Is this a 10 out of 10?
No.
No.
Yeah. Because I do have something that I don't like.
Okay.
I would have preferred the final scene where Fogler remembers whatever her name is. Queenie, and
we think he remembers.
He smiles at her, it's whatever. But even the fact that, like, we see his storefront, he finally has his store, right? Like, how fucking cool would that have been if it ended right before that scene? Still a great movie, right? Still a great movie. And then in a couple years, we go to see the movie, the new one, and that's how it opens. That's a fucking fantastic opening scene, and they wasted it putting it at the end of this. That's my one thing that I was like fucking livid. I was like, this is the beginning of the next. What do you do? This is the beginning of the next story.
So you have
I was so
you
pissed.
have it end with him getting on the boat.
Totally.
Just give it like.
How is that not the ending?
Fair enough.
Why do we need?
But still glimpse the store. So like you see the store and then it.
No.
Nope.
See, I like Aaron's.
When
right on this.
you were
want-
excited, like it's the next fucking Fantastic Beast, and the first thing you see is the funniest fuck sidekick guy, and he's got his bakery, he did it.
Yeah.
And then he kind of remembers, and all the like, it's a perfect scene. I'm not saying anything about the quality of the scene because
it's pure placement.
yes,
Okay.
it is. I'm watching the beginning of the next movie.
So
and I'm
would you-
fucking pissed?
Would you still, at the end of this movie, would you still put in where he drops all the silver off to him?
Yeah,
Because that's what he
totally.
used to get his bakery, obviously.
Exactly, totally.
So he bumps into him, drops off the silver. Then we get the scene at the boat.
Yeah,
Him
he
get on
has to say goodbye to her, and that I wanted it to fade to black right there. That's a beautiful fucking ending.
So literally cut like 45 seconds off of the film.
Yep.
And would you do it as a cold opening, like before the credits start?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. No Warner Brothers, no anything, no title, just fade in from black and the slow move up
That would be
towards
really
the
cool.
bakery, and you're like, this is beautiful. I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I watched the beginning of what should have been the next movie. That's my only
I
doubt.
can
and
see.
that's why it's a 9.5.
Oh. See, I still give it a solid 9. It's just I was nitpicking.
I just don't understand how you can get mad about the pacing. I don't. It literally had to happen that short.
It is like, it's so funny because it's fantastic. Everything is fantastic. And that's the point, is like the skill of the people involved is fantastic. The people who have or the special effects are fantastic. And man, yeah, it's one of the best. It's David Yates' coming out party. I mean, there are moves and there are frames in that movie that should win Oscars, that are like, that's a beautiful fucking scene. And it kind of upsets me a little bit that it's part of a movie like this, because I feel like it won't get as much attention as it should, and he might not, because it's a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, to be fair, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, I think critics have it at like a 78 or 80.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's a big, I don't think it's a big group, but there's a group of people online who just hate this film. But to be fair, that's like every film.
The thing that I'm reading that people don't like is that the abuse in it, the fact that they showed child abuse, and I'm like, but you have to understand that.
I haven't even touched on that yet.
But that's part of like the character development. It's not like they just threw child
It's-
abuse in there to be like,
it's-
fuck child abuse. Like they did it for a reason.
It's also part of the times the movie has taken place in. And if you think about it, a lot of orphanages in that time have been portrayed the
like,
exact
that's the
same
reason
way.
that people don't like it. It's because of the child abuse and because of the like creepy way that Colin Farrell talks to Credence sometimes.
Oh, yeah, when he like holds his face and gets real
Yeah.
close. And
So
Yeah.
I kind of don't like that. But like I
Okay,
think,
go put your baby mittens on and
I
go
think
back to
that
bed,
you need
you
to
fucks.
like you have to look at it from like a character perspective and like the plot perspective versus just being offended that there's child abuse in it.
It's called
'Cause
motivation.
J.K. Rowling just didn't put it in there for no reason.
So, real quick, David Yates, according to IMDb,
Yeah,
he's slated to do all 5 movies.
nice.
Okay. The next one is not going to come out till 2018, but it says that it's in final production. So they must have filmed the 2 at the same time. And then 3 and 4, 3 is coming out in 2020. So it looks like they're doing every 2 years. And then the 4 and 5 are going to come out later on. But he is the signed director so far to do all 5 movies.
God, I want to go watch this movie.
Right? So do I.
That makes me really happy, but it also makes me really nervous. Like, there is a non-business reason why J.J. Abrams doesn't have all 3 Star Wars reboots or movies, right? That is a burden, right? Because especially if you do well on the first one, because now the eyes are on you to do good on the second one. You've got the curse of the sophomore slump over your shoulder. There's a non-business reason why J.J. Abrams is not directing the second Star Wars and the third Star Wars movie, right? David came out on this movie. He is now I mean, I'm sure he always was, right?
Yeah.
But he is a fucking director, all right? He is real. I mean, there are jump cuts in this movie. There are moves in this that like only a director can see and write down in the pre-production shots and say, I want this to happen, of a sweeping shot over somebody flying, right, and then up across a building, and then have them, like, the main characters be standing there and watching the whole thing. Like,
Oh my God,
it
the one
keeps
where
you
they're standing on the
involved.
building?
Yeah.
Oh,
It keeps you involved, and it keeps you. It's so much more than what you even know is happening at the time, unless you're like watching and waiting for something like that.
So all original cast has been re-signed to do the second one, right? Like that's on IMDb. They did add Lita Lestrange is going to be in the next one, and Zoe Kravitz is playing her.
So, I do have a question.
Yeah.
This was the one thing that Donnie isn't mad about, but she's kind of worried about, is who's playing is Johnny Depp. Do you think, because if you've watched every movie where he's played eccentric since Pirates of the Caribbean, it's essentially Jack Sparrow again.
I feel like he is more of a talented actor.
Oh no,
Credit for
we all agree to that. It's just
Here's why. Have you seen Tusk? No. Here's why. Is because so much of bad acting is bad directing. All right. You need motivation from the man behind or the woman behind the camera to say, this is what I want out of this scene, and then to say, let's move on. All right. If you really haven't got what you want, then you say, take 3, take 4, and then give them guidance. This is what I want. An actor can only do so much. A director, really. Johnny Depp is a good actor. We've seen that when there's a good director. You can't always blame acting and character portrayals and stuff like that on Johnny Depp. It's because he's partnered with people who don't have a clear vision up here and are just saying cut when they need to. Tusk is a fantastic example. Kevin Smith, as weird as Tusk is and as silly as Guy Lapointe is, there was a fucking idea and a clear, crisp idea of what that character was, and Kevin Smith was intelligent enough to pass that along to someone who could portray it, and it was successful. And it's a great character. It's a great character.
Yeah.
So, if David can get what he got out of Redmayne and out of Fogel, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the fanboys guy. He's funny, but this was funny on a completely different level. This was funny from a script and from a directing and from an actor. It was from all different levels. So, if he can get that out of them, I have no doubt that if he can talk to Johnny Depp the way, and it's different talking to actors who are like, this is my big thing, and then Johnny Depp, who is like, I'm here every day of my life, right? Like, there's a different way to talk to them. There's a different way to get stuff out of them. If they can create that relationship and Johnny Depp can have fun with it and not make it a paycheck, if he actually believes in it, no doubt. He is the man to do it.
From the very small part that we saw him, I wasn't mad about it. Like, he would go all crazy, like, ha ha ha, you're never going to catch me. Like,
it was super subtle, which I appreciated. Keep it down for now. Like, I don't care if you go up from here and like you get crazy and weird, as long as it's handled correctly. But like, it was so subtle in that moment that it was like enough to be like, that's fucking Johnny Depp. I did not expect that. But he's not like trying to steal the show and say like, hey, I'm Johnny Depp.
I thought it was cool with the opening of the movie where you saw Grindelwald, and then you saw the white hair, but he had the same haircut as Colin Farrell, just black hair. You know what I mean? It was the exact same haircut.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say on this, and this is the first thing I said to Donnie as if he came out after we said I liked the movie. I thought it was good. I got the feel like I did the first time I watched, the first Iron Man. Like, it's good. It established stuff, but I think it's going to build to it. Because you brought up that the Harry Potter movies they're good films for fans and they're great films to grow up with and stuff. But from a filmmaking standpoint, I think the Marvel film, I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to be on an upswing of 5. I'm going to probably say 5 films that'll try and top the one before it. Because that's what Yates has to do. Yep. He has to either maintain or top.
He took on
an Everest.
Rushmore of movies.
He took an Everest
especially because he blew his load on this, and if he if he can't do that again, so first of all, if he can do it again, that's fine. Even if the rest of them suck, he did 2 in a row that were that good. I give him a pass. I really do. I do.
So the second one's going to be the big test.
The sophomore slump is always the biggest test, whether it's your favorite band or your favorite movie or your favorite TV show. The second season, the second album, the second movie, the sophomore slump is always the thing you got to get over.
Yep.
My question is if J.K. Rowling will still be super involved with all the movies.
She must write all scripts. She's
tagged there. She's
I'm
on
not
there
even
as the
kidding.
writer.
If she doesn't write, if she's not a writer, I might even. If she's not the writer on all 5 of them, I won't see them. I won't see one. I will skip the third one if it's story by, and then other 2 people wrote the script. I'll skip it. I don't want to see it.
Because the thing with that is, she knows Albus Dumbledore, and he's going to be very important with Grindelwald because of the romantic relationship that the 2 had and the big fight that they had with each other. That's mentioned in the last Harry Potter book, but like we never got much detail about it, and it's super important to like everything that happens with Voldemort and Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And if like she's not involved with that, it can go like Cursed Child where nothing is canon anymore and it's horrible. And that's what makes me more nervous is who they cast as Dumbledore and how they write.
She just has such a great way of building worlds, and then building characters in this world, like magical New York cities in that time. Is so perfect when she introduces how you get into the police station. Yeah, it's so JK. It's just too much. She's too much. It's this perfect balance of interesting and smart and almost real. Like I could almost think that would happen. That's what she does perfectly.
The great thing about her is she'll put things in like a first movie or a first book, and then she'll mention it like way at the very end. We're like, oh my god, like with the Mirror of Erised when he's like, oh, I'll see myself pulling a pair of socks out, and like, and then the last book you're like, oh, he really wants to see his family. Like,
yeah.
We finally figure all that out. Like she puts like all these little things in throughout her story that she pulls in at the very end to make it all awesome.
And I give her credit for taking the balls to make Harry Potter dark, and to make this the villains in this movie dark as fuck.
Yeah.
To make this lighthearted capture the monsters in New York City with magical powers, and then have the antagonist be played perfectly, and then just it's perfect, and it's that juxtaposition of super fun and lightheartedness and evil that make Harry Potter what it is and made this movie what it is. It's a perfect balance.
Okay. It's good. Go see it, people.
Wes is the one that's left out here. Thought I was gonna have to yell at Aaron. Turns out it's Wes.
Yep.
You even said I liked it. It's like,
poor Wes.
Didn't like it enough.
Didn't like it enough.
That's not fair.
Just
like,
kidding.
If that was the same thing, I could rip on him for not liking Nightmare Before Christmas.
We do rip on him for not liking Nightmare Before Christmas.
So I like fun facts.
All right.
I like fun facts.
Westworld, everyone's robots. Good night.
No, I like fun facts. The name Newt Scamander appears on the Marauders map in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Badass.
I love it. A scene was filmed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like these are the ideas she had in her head that were like, I'm writing this story, but like, could you imagine fucking Filch's story? I'm sure she could write a fucking 5-movie series about Filch.
Yeah.
Did you know J.K. Rowling fact? She's the first person ever to be a billionaire because of writing.
Nice. That's
writing
awesome.
a book, writing novels, I should say.
It's great.
God, I love these things.
Started homeless.
Fuck you, Stephen King.
Right?
Yeah, she did start homeless. That's what's fucking awesome. She wrote this in the cafe on fucking napkins.
Yeah, I don't believe the napkin thing because Quentin said he wrote Reservoir Dogs on a napkin.
You know
it's
what?
A writer's
you know what almost happened?
What?
Eddie Redmayne auditioned for the role of Tom Riddle in the Chamber of Secrets.
Oh, I don't know.
But was turned down after reading one line, and then they got the other guy to do it. Yeah.
One line. That's awesome.
Well, that's good because now he's fucking new. And I don't think anybody else will ever, like, I don't think.
So this is also the debut of J.K. Rowling's, it says, of her screenwriting. screenwriting
that's what I'm
debut.
saying. Is because you're adapting, you're hiring people to adapt books, and she may help with the script, right? But you're hiring people to adapt the books that she wrote. She's now taking all raw material and putting it into script format, and you can see the difference. Go watch the last Harry Potter movie, which should be the culmination of like, we got all our skills down, we've got this, we got the effects, let's fucking bang this movie out, right? And it doesn't even come close to the quality of this movie.
The Harry Potter movies are the closest it comes to getting the books right.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying getting the books right. I'm saying as making a movie with quality pacing, quality character development, quality directing and producing and set design and everything. Like, they had all that in the last Harry Potter movie. You spent 7 movies doing this before, millions of billions of dollars. Like, that should have been the culmination. And now this is different because she's taking raw material and putting it into script form. I
agreed.
And that shows a lot, because Stephen King, I'm sorry, can't write a script. He writes fantastic novels and short stories and novellas and all that, but when he adapts his stuff to feature films or to TV shows, they're just not good. They're not.
So I have to ask then, as of now, is this your movie of the year?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
That's always going to be... Assassin's Creed and Star Wars are going to be the balance. They're going to tip the scale.
You ready for this? On record, she has confirmed, author and screenwriter J.K. Rowling has announced that this is first of a series of 5, and she has stated that she will be writing the screenplay to every single one of the films.
Good.
The 2 other sequels have already been announced and have a release date, 2018 and 2020. No date for the other 2 sequels. But she did confirm that the series is just going to be 5. It won't go on as long as the Harry Potter series. But she is 100% writing the screenplay and doing it for every single one.
Good. If her and David can stay partnered for the whole 5, then this will be...
Dude, like, how do you not? Like, you did the last 4 Harry Potters, you know?
The big example is Star Wars. Like, how does JJ not direct the second one? Because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to.
You don't think he wants to?
I don't think so. I think he wants to, but then he sits down in the chair and thinks about doing that again and hoping that it comes out like the way it did, and he doesn't want to do it.
He must have been super nervous for the first
Super
Star
nervous.
Wars. Like, imagine all that pressure of redoing the Star Wars, like, thing.
Yeah.
And having to get success, because he just had successfully rebooted Star Trek.
Yeah, like, that's a lot of pressure.
And Star Trek, I'm sorry, is small fries compared to the Star Wars. I'm just sorry. It is.
So
like, rebooting Star Trek is cool, but rebooting Star Wars is like monumental.
Yeah.
And just like this, you have 2 theme parks, JK.
Mm-hmm.
You already have one. You already have a thing that has made you 2 theme parks. Okay? And now you've done this. So what are you doing? How much money do you need?
Yeah.
Like, thank you, but like,
I think she's
holy fuck.
I think she realized how much Chris Child kind of bit her in the ass too.
Yeah.
Maybe. I hope so.
The funny thing is, like, she wrote this book. She wrote this book just for a comic relief. She didn't make any money from writing Fantastic Beasts. It went all to charity. Mm-hmm. And then she was so impressed with Redmayne's character and theory of everything that he didn't have to audition for this movie. She sent him the script and she said, I want you to be this character.
Pretty badass.
And then because for the role of Queenie, so what she also did too is she let Eddie Redmayne sit in on all the casting for the other characters. And he had like 60% input on the casting. Because for Queenie, we almost got fucking Kristen Stewart.
Oh, are you
Yeah, she auditioned. And Dakota Fanning.
Oh, that's horrible. God, who is that actress? Who's the one that plays Queenie?
She's
her name is Alison Sudol.
Oh, she's fucking gorgeous.
And then for Dan Fogler's character, we almost got Josh Gad, who's in every fucking comedy right now. That's Olaf. It's the guy that plays Olaf in Frozen.
Oh, don't know what he looks like, but okay.
Oh,
He
he's
looks
in
just like Fogler.
He's in all the Kevin Hart movies. And then Michael Cera also auditioned for it.
Oh, I know Michael. It would have ruined it. I would have loved everything about the movie. And the moment Michael Cera showed up in the movie, I'm like, I'm fucking done. I do not like him as a character because he has one fucking character.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that would have been fucking stupid. I love reading all these little things because, like, one of the little dragons was like, oh no, not a dragon. I forget what they're called. Remember the Triwizard Cup tournament in Harry Potter where they had to go underwater and all those creatures? The what? Yeah, they were in Fantastic Beasts when they were. Yeah, he was showing them around. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Oh God, Kate Upton auditioned for the role of Tina.
Who's Tina?
Tina's the sister of Queenie.
I thought it was Deanie.
No, Tina. Tina and Queenie.
She'd have been way too over sexualized then. It would have been weird. Cast against Eddie Redmayne.
You know how Ezra Miller got it? Because he's best friends with Emma Watson they were both in The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Yeah. That's funny. All right.
He's in a bunch of movies.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Westworld. You want to talk about the west of the world? No, you don't even want to? You still haven't watched anything yet, right?
I mean, they're all robots.
Yeah.
Good night.
They're all robots in the theme park. I got that.
Everybody's a Bernard bot.
Last night was the good one, which is weird because usually, like, Game of Thrones' thing is the 9th episode is always the good one. This one's the 8th episode, so maybe... Or, no, that was the 7th episode.
How many are there? Because there's only 2 left.
There's 10.
So then last was the 8th one.
8, yeah. Mm-hmm. So 7 was the crazy one. 8 was weird. So 9 must be fucking crazy if they're going with the Westworld, if they're going with the Game of Thrones thing. But yeah, nobody died. It was more character stuff. People cried, and there's a new whore, and I think she's hotter, but whatever. Mm-hmm. We have no more Down syndrome praying mantis.
You're so mean.
What?
That's what he said that the chick looked like.
Okay.
On that note, we're not going to talk about your.
We'll talk next week.
Yeah,
we'll catch up next week. This wasn't
Fantastics was too good.
It wasn't a very eventful episode, and Fantastics Beast was pretty good. I'm telling you, David Yates he scared the shit out of me.
Everybody has a bad thing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he came to fucking show you that he was a director. He made moves in this movie that I respect as a consumer of artistic film. So.
He is your muse. No.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us on this edition of Bloodshots. Once again, if you like what you see or if you have any comments or anything, go ahead and drop us some likes, some subscribes, and all the social media outlets around the world. And until next time, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye now.